Once again, we're hearing the Democrats and the media traffic in fake news. We've heard a lot on this floor and over the weekend about a Muslim ban. This is a so-called Muslim ban that applies to only 7 countries, and it does not apply to Indonesia, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Nigeria, the 5 largest Muslim populations in the world. I've heard lots of claims on TV about 134 Muslims who could be affected. Of course, that leaves 1.6 billion Muslims who are not affected. This is not a Muslim ban. This is a temporary pause of movement from 7 countries, which President Trump did not pick from thin air. He picked from acts of this Congress and the Obama Department of Homeland Security. 5 countries in a state of near anarchy. A 6th country, Iraq, which has had a large part of its territory overrun by the Islamic State, and a 7th, Iran, which is the world's worst state sponsor of terrorism. Moreover, it's not a ban. It is simply a temporary pause for 3 to 4 months to evaluate whether Obama administration policies are strong enough to keep this country safe. We've also heard claims that this is somehow unconstitutional. However, there is no free-floating global right of people around the world to come to this country. President Trump's order is nothing more than a temporary pause on migration from countries with very weak state institutions or which sponsor terrorism, while the President and the administration take a more thorough review of our vetting procedures and the refugee program as a whole. Secretary Kelly has stated that it does not apply to green card holders. Secretary Mattis is reportedly advising that the long-term policy accommodate Iraqis with a documented history of serving with our troops, which I obviously support. In fact, a temporary pause for security evaluations is so sensible that in November 2015, after the Paris terrorist attacks, even the minority leader suggested, quote, a pause may be necessary, end quote. It wasn't beyond the pale then, and it's not now. Moreover, the people who are enforcing our laws on the front lines agree with President Trump. The Union for the Border Patrol and the Customs Enforcement agents have stated that they support this order and 2 other related immigration orders. Yet here's the minority shedding crocodile tears over President Trump's immigration and refugee policy. But where were those tears for the last 8 years when President Obama's foreign policy created all of these refugees? Where were the tears when President Obama overthrew the government of Libya with nothing to follow? Where were the tears when President Obama withdrew from Iraq, leaving that country to fend off Iran and the Islamic State? Where were the tears when President Obama gave Iran $100 billion to continue its imperial campaign throughout the Middle East, to include overthrowing the government of Yemen through its proxies? And most notoriously, where were the tears when President Obama stood idly by and watched Syria go up in flames? Spare me the tears now. If the minority is worried about the President's counsel and wants to make a difference in the real world, I suggest we get to work and we confirm Rex Tillerson to be the Secretary of State and Jeff Sessions to be the Attorney General. In the meantime, I object, and I yield the floor.